Anthony, just start with you. Your experience since arriving in Vancouver, and obviously I'm sure there's frustration that you guys are done at this point, but how optimistic are you looking forward to next year?
Very excited for the summer coming up and for this team. Looking forward to next season. It wasn't, it's never fun not playing not meaningful hockey, but this group will get to the point where we're going to be playing hockey right now. So very excited for the summer.
Ethan, a very up and down year for you in terms of being in and out of the lineup and some of the things you went on that happened in your personal life as well. How do you look back on this season and try to sort of encapsulate it into sort of one thought when you're traded and then everything else happens afterwards?
Honestly, I really enjoyed the year. I definitely obviously we had a rough start when I first got here, and I think these last couple games with this team, I think is when we took a step in the right direction, and so that's exciting for myself. But yeah, obviously, went through a lot and everything, but it's I think it's just part of growing up. It's just hopefully next year is a lot better and a lot smoother for me, and personally, it'll be just nice to have a good summer and then start camp with the team and get things rolling right from the beginning.
Dakota, obviously Ryan Johnson had some familiarity with you before he came here and had a lot of faith in you and your ability. You got a lot of opportunities this year to kind of play up and down the lineup. Just do you feel like you're now kind of an established NHLer, and how close are you to your ceiling?
This year was obviously a big year for me and playing a majority of the games and getting a full season under my belt for the first time. So it did a lot of good for me, but I still feel like there's a lot more to my ceiling that I haven't reached yet, and that's what I'm looking to do this summer, and hopefully just build off this year personally and bring it out into next year and be more impactful.
Kyle, similar question for you. You're a local guy. Your contract's up, and you played a lot of games and an important role as the season went on. Just do you feel you've earned a commitment to be kind of a full-time guy and to have that role, and how big of a priority is that for you in your next contract?
As far as earning it, that's not my decision. I think that, I put my best foot forward, and every time I've kind of touched the ice, I like to leave it all out there and play with my heart on my sleeve. And as far as the next step go, I think that's just, in my game, I think that's just continue to develop myself. And like you said, I think, establishing myself as a person who plays that hard-nosed game. And I think this summer we're looking forward to taking another step.
Dakota, question for you. With the new coach coming in, seems like you guys have been a good fit. He speaks very highly of you. What can you say about your end of the relationship with the coach?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and Talks brought a good breath of fresh air into this organization that obviously we needed. So it's been a good relationship, and obviously, we didn't get a full season together, but I have to be happy with how it's gone so far to this point, and now just trying to give him my best and do my part to be ready to help this team any way I can next year.
Ethan, for you, you've played in a couple different spots. You've been with Quinn Hughes as a partner throughout the season, played with Philip Hronik a little bit as well. With this defense core kind of coming together and maybe OEL coming back for next season, some other adds, how do you feel about the group as a whole here for this defense core?
I think it's it'll be interesting, to be honest. Like obviously, next year, I think everyone just has to have a good summer and be ready to go right from the start. And obviously we got new coaches and everything, and we haven't really all had the chance to play together. And injuries and everything has happened, but it'll be interesting. Obviously, I have a lot of trust in that core. So far, I think everyone who stepped in this year, when injuries happen, I think everyone's done good. So I think everyone deserves some praise. But I'm excited to work with all these guys, and hopefully we can get off to the right foot next year and right from the start.
Ethan, a couple of questions for you. You came from a very successful organization that has won for a bunch of years in a row. I'm wondering how big a difference there was in the culture from when you first got here, and has that culture evolved from the time of your trade to the end of this season with this team?
I would say yes. Obviously, we still have a ways to go, and in terms of everyone being on the same page, having that winning mentality every single day, doing the right things repetitively is as painful as it gets. I think we're heading in that direction. I think with the new coaching and everything, it's been great. Obviously, I think we still have to expect more from each other and demand more. And in terms of just doing their little things right every single day, little whatever simple plays, getting pucks deep. As cliche as it is, it works, and I've seen it firsthand. But I think I think this coaching staff, and I think they're on the right track, and where they're trying to get this team, and it started right in training camp, and I think they from where they picked it up when they got here, I think they did a great job. So it'll be an exciting summer and training camp, and hopefully we can get off to the right foot again.
And I don't know if you've been asked this, but Jim Rutherford, when he sent the letter to season ticket holders and identified a bunch of players as signs of hope for the future, you were on that list, and yet you don't have a contract beyond this season. So, were you surprised at that? What were your thoughts when you heard that you were included in that pretty select group?
I was obviously, it's nice, that he included me in it, but obviously I still got a lot to prove, and respectfully, they were trying to do contracts earlier in the season, and I just said, I'd love to wait till let me finish the year, because last year was a tough year for me, and then I didn't get to start with the team this year, so I kind of really wanted to push myself, see how far I can get, and just kind of focus on hockey, not really focus on the contract part. Yeah, I mean, I obviously I appreciate him, adding me in there, but still, we still got to win, and that's the important thing, and yeah, it is what it is.
Kyle, obviously with your contract status, like Farhan mentioned, there is a chance you're not back next season. Whether you are or not, what has it meant to you as a local kid to play for the Vancouver Canucks?
Well, it was a dream come true. I think, I've said that from the start. I think if you would have told me 10, 15 years ago this was kind of going to come full circle like this, I'd kind of laugh and say there's no way. But for me, these last 2 years have been great. It's been nothing short of a dream. I'm sure every kid that plays road hockey in their garage, carport, hockey box, anywhere around the Lower Mainland or BC, I'm living that dream, and yeah, it meant a lot. Obviously, every time I put on the sweater, I soaked it all in, and the last game meant a little bit more, putting that on for the last time. But we'll see what happens here moving forward, and business needs to be done. There's people to do that, but I'm just appreciative of everything that the fans have given me, the city of Vancouver has given me, and I wish we could be in a playoff run right now, but the memories are still great.
One for Bo. When you arrive here in a high-level trade for another Bo, there's a level of expectation in the marketplace from the coaching staff, and certainly yourself. You moved up and down the lineup this season. What was the message from Brick in terms of getting your game to a level where maybe you're back on the first line or playing a more prominent role?
I think it was just me keeping it simple and play with tenacity and speed, and that was just really clear. And I know that it's not like I didn't know either. There is pressure within myself as well. I want to get to. I want to bring my game to another level as well, and not really be a guy to move easily up and down the lineup. So that's where I want to bring my game, and that was one of the chats we had today about that.
You went to the offseason then with more kind of anticipation as opposed to angst, knowing what's expected of you, and you've had enough time here to understand where the team is going and its systems.
Say that again, sorry.
Are you motivated for the offseason, knowing what the coach wants, knowing the systems, as opposed to being,
I think everyone should be motivated coming into next year. I think we've built a lot of confidence, not only in the group, but in the way we play and the way it should be done to win games and how to have success. I think, but individually, I'm really excited to be here first of all, and to have a full season with the Canucks next year and start training camp start the season here. It's very exciting, like I said, and this team, has a lot of potential, and I think we can, a lot of good pieces, and I think we can definitely turn it around.
Dakota, you were asked earlier about your ceiling, and I'm sure you'll say everything, but where do you think you can get better? Are you looking to bring more offense? Is it being physical? Is it a consistency thing? Like, where when you look back at this season, sort of where's the one area you think you still have room to grow?
I think it was our consistency is the main thing, and just being somebody that you're going to get the same thing out of every night. Obviously, from a personal standpoint, I did take big strides this year, but just being accountable and being productive right from the get-go instead of kind of feeling it out as I felt like I did a little bit at the beginning of the year. Just being ready to jump into my role right away and know what's going on right from the get-go, I think will help me get to that ceiling and be a productive player for this team every night.
And Dakota, you also added penalty killing to your role here in the NHL. Did you feel like that was a big, kind of an important step to be trusted in more situations?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, and just getting more ice time alone, just getting out there and once again having a role and a place on this team, and being a big part of grind out wins is something I want to do, and the penalty kill did help me do that down the stretch here.
Speaking about the penalty kill, obviously it improved after Rick arrived, but what do you guys think you need to do to improve it as a whole next year after obviously finishing last in the league this year?
I think a big thing this year was confident, and we didn't get off to the right foot, so it was kind of that weary feeling we had every time we took a penalty early on. And then once Rick got here, the mentality behind that I feel like changed, and there wasn't any doubt, I would say, going out there to kill, but more so the trusting and knowing that we're going to kill this off. Still obviously didn't finish where we want to be, and that's nothing to write home about. But I feel like just having that mentality once again right from the get-go next year will help us go a long way and not run into the penalty kill troubles that we did this year.
Kyle, question for you. We've seen some local guys kind of struggle with being in the local market here. Don't really hear a lot of that about, from you. How is it for you and your family, your friends, just to be a Vancouver Canuck?
Well, for them, it means a lot. I know for my family, speaking for them, being able to come to games and watch me play, and it's been awesome for them. I know that they've been fans before I was born. My dad and my mom, and we used to obviously watch games growing up, and for my friends, it's been really cool as well. Like they've handled it really well. They're not the kind of people that were begging to come to games every night, and it'd put a smile on my face when they would just come and. I'd get a picture after the game or a text from them saying that they were sitting up in the nosebleeds on their own dime just to come watch me play. It's a weird feeling for them to have to buy tickets, but they would just do it. They were just their show to support. Obviously, for me, they didn't ask for tickets. They didn't impose on anything, and for me, it wasn't really a struggle. It was. They understand that for me, the hockey season's my job, and they try to bring less distractions. But it's a cool feeling knowing that they're close and being able to support me and come out and show some love.
Anthony, not sure if you want to give us a headline before your summer vacation, but Bo Horvat had some commentary about the Islanders' fan base versus that in Vancouver, noting that the atmosphere at Union Center is a lot better than it is in Vancouver. You were on the other side of that swap. What's your take?
So what exactly did he say?
Sorry. As if I don't have it up, I do. It's been unbelievable. It's a lot better than Vancouver, I can tell you that for free.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he didn't mean it in the way where, I'm sure he'd like this time in Vancouver. I've heard him say it, and I'm sure he didn't mean it the way that the fans took it. I'm sure he was mostly about, I think, him being in a playoff position and whatnot. I don't think we should really read into that too much, but I've loved it here ever since I got here. I think the city's great, the room has been great, and there's a lot of things to look forward to here and a lot to be excited about. So I don't think we should read into it that much with that comment. I think he just, I don't know, he was just excited to be in the playoff push position.